What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 40. Oh gosh, I actually don't know what episode number this is. I don't know. This is funny because I've not recorded anything from this series for about 3 or 4 weeks. I've had lots of uni work, I was home over Easter, I've been ill, I'm still recovering, so if I start coughing or sniffing or just doing anything irritating, I do apologise. But I don't actually know what episode this is, but this is an episode I promised. Basically, I don't know how long this episode's going to be. It's just going to be 100% live, last 10 games of the season. Basically, I'm going to cover first and foremost the 3 months since the previous episode. Whilst I was ill, I wanted to keep playing FM a little bit, but because of me being ill, I couldn't talk because I didn't have any kind of voice. So I've played 3 months into the future, 36 games played. Looking at the league table, we're only 1 point clear, and things are going to get interesting. I mean, the squad looks good. I can't work out where it's going wrong here, but I have switched to a 4-4-2 now, just today, for today's game. We're going to see how we get on. I might just tinker with the tactics a little bit more in a second, but first, I'm going to give you an overview of what you've missed, because obviously it's quite a long time from the start of November to the start of March. Obviously, you've got December, January and February. So, let me find where we started. So, I believe the last episode was a 2-2 draw with Peterborough. I'm probably completely wrong there, but I do believe that's what it was. And in that time, we've played a significant number of fixtures. As you can see, we lost in the Johnson's Paint Trophy North semi-final to Chester, which was a bit of a shock, but they were a better team. And we have struggled in the league, really. I mean, we've only got 4 wins in the league since the last episode, and I mean, admittedly, we have got 5 draws in that time, so we have been getting points, but ultimately, far too many losses here. I'm not going to cover all these games in too much detail, just because there's too many to cover, but a few pretty cool results. We got a 3-0 win against Scunthorpe, we got a 1-0 win against Colchester, with Montgomery getting the goal. I don't know, we've been scoring, it's been defensively that's let us down, and I have started now training and focusing on defending set pieces. I'm hoping that's going to make a difference. In terms of transfers, of course, we had the Finnish lads join us. Archie Love has agreed to go to TNS at the end of the season. You know, that's been agreed. His contract ran out and he's opted to go there. In terms of transfers, just one since the previous episode. John O'Shea coming in as a player coach. He's only on a 6-month deal. He's just kind of a second or third choice centre-back. Offers a little bit of international experience, you know. And he's not a bad player all in all. But anyway, Billy Reid's been injured. There's been a few injuries. Glenn Stewart has also been injured. So that's hit us hard, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, it's not been easy. It's not been kind of going as well as I'd like it to go, but hopefully in this kind of long episode we can do something about that. So yeah, we'll see how we get on here. Today's game is against Wycombe, I think. It is against Wycombe. So this kind of episode is going to be 100% live, as I've already mentioned. We are at home to Wycombe. They are 8th in the league. Let me just check my tactics, because it's a weird one where I kind of need to do well, and I don't know what to change. I'm gonna go a bit more kind of defaulty. We'll go with that. We'll see how we get on. 4-4-2. I have been tinkering with the tactics, and I've really not just found anything that's worked for me, which is, it's really frustrating. I don't know if you've ever had that in FM, where it just seems like no matter what you do, you can't really quite get the result that you deserve or perhaps need. I mean, on paper we have one of the strongest teams in the league, but this year we've struggled. I can't really put it down to one thing. It's something that I may well have to look at and really study, but I can't tell you where it's gone wrong this year. The only thing I can really say is we've gone up a lot of leagues very quickly in succession, and we're struggling to I guess build this year and kind of make that leap up. Tell the lads I'm happy with their performance so far. Good 0-0 draw at the moment to Wycombe. So it's 2D pitch view with 3D highlights for those wondering. I would play the entire match in 3D, but there's... Oh, go on. Yes! Is that a thumb with the header? Oh, own goal, we'll take that. But no, the reason I'm not playing in 3D pitch view all the time is because I know that some people watch the videos like in standard definition, and it can be really hard to pick up the ball on Football Manager if you're not recording in HD, or if you're not watching the video in HD. But that was a really bizarre own goal there, but we'll take it in off the crossbar. Carson with the ball in, a thumb, making the challenge and putting the Stewart, the centre-back for Wycombe, under enough pressure to put the ball into the back of his own net. Make a quick sub here. I'm going to bring on... Am I going to bring on anyone? I'm going to bring on Smith into left mid. And I think we'll stick with that for now. Just get a fresh pair of legs on the left wing. In terms of stats, we're not deserving a win really here, 50-50 in terms of shots. But, you know, 1-0 is really good at the moment, and hopefully we can just see this out. The counter-attack has worked for us today. Just a few seconds left. I will, just after this game, just show you the Finnish stats of the new Finnish lads who came in. Obviously, I know a lot of people are excited to see them. They've not had a bad start. They've not made kind of the immediate impact I was perhaps anticipating, but they've kind of definitely... They've become staples of the first team, and they are doing well for us. So, 1-0, I'm going to take it. We probably didn't deserve to do it. And that's a really good start to this, because this is going to be a tough kind of end of season. We're going to need wins like that. We go 3 points clear of the drop, and we have a game in hand, which is looking good for us. I mean, the league is really close everywhere, so that's good. So, yeah, I'm just going to be doing this 100% live till the end of the season, or until my voice just packs up. I really am struggling vocally, which is a little bit annoying, but one of those things. So, just a quick look at the players. Peltola, the goalkeeper, of course, the Finnish international guy. Career stats, 15 appearances, 19 conceded, 5 clean sheets, average rating of 6.93, which isn't too shabby at all. And then Peltari, the centre mid, the Finnish vice captain, 15 appearances, 1 assist, just short of a 7 average rating. Yeah, I struggled to bed in. I was kind of anticipating that. You know, Finnish leagues are very different to, say, League One. And obviously coming in at November time, it's kind of a really random time, I guess, to have players join you. And so perhaps there's just a little bit of that element of kind of getting settled into the country and stuff. But no, we've got Bradford in our next game, which should be an interesting game. I think they came up fairly recently, either this season or like the season with us or the season before that. One other thing is, I always skip press conferences. I'm kind of curious, guys. Do you do your press conferences? I don't know if that's me being lazy. I just kind of just hit, you know, send assistant. It's just needless clicking, if you ask me. Clicking through the same answers every other week, and it can get a little bit frustrating and a little bit kind of same old, same old. Okay, so what have we got in terms of squad today? I'm going to be bringing on Alex Evans and John O'Shea. Anyone struggling for fitness particularly? Barney's a little bit short, so we'll bring on Sticky Pad Notes Dude, or Georgiades if you'd rather just call him by his actual name. Carson and Paltari are kind of struggling in the centre, but they're two very kind of essential players in our play style. When's the next game after the Bradford game? It's in another 3 days. I might rotate one of the centre mids now and then one for the next game. The problem that I have this year is that I don't really have the strength in depth that I wish I did. You know, by taking off a player, I am significantly weakening my squad. But we'll start with them on the bench. I'm actually going to also stick Billy Reid on the bench. Even though he's injured, he's going to be back in 4 days. 4 days until he's fully fit. His stats have taken a little bit of a hammering because of the injury that he's had. He was out, I can't remember what he was out with now. Is it history and injuries? Twisted knee, strained knee ligament. So that was quite a serious one, and he got that in a match. But anyway, we come against Bradford today. I'm going to be playing the counter rigid strategy we played in the previous game. It seemed to work quite well for us. We're at home again, which is good to see. Speaking about home, well, it's not really to do with that, but it's just jogged my memory. Financially, we're kind of struggling at the moment. One problem we've had is that we're slowly making a loss, and that's just because of the kind of strain on players going up through the leagues and wanting more money and staff being taken on, and we're almost £1 million in debt, which obviously that's not ideal, but at the same time, if we can stay up this year, my plan is to maybe sell one of our really good young prospects and get a few million for them, and then use that to kind of stabilise the finances of the club for the long kind of term future. So, we've got a corner here. Saved. Evans is going to bury it. Yes, my son. 1-0 already. But no, what was I saying? Finances. So yeah, we're coming up to £1 million in debt, and my plan is to maybe sell a Billy Reid or one of my other kind of really hot kind of players who perhaps is, I don't want to say they're not a valuable asset to the team. They are a valuable asset, but I feel as if I'd rather have a finance. Thumb, you've got to bury that, my son. Gotta bury that. But no, I'd rather have kind of a stable finances than one insane player. Does that make sense? So if I could get, Billy Reid's value is 2.1 million, which is pretty ridiculous for a League One player. Say I could get 3 million for him, that would put me £2 million in profit and give me like a good kind of financial footing, and a thumb does bury it this time. Yes, we're on a nice little run here. Could we have another one of our FC United surges up the table? It's doable. We always seem to end well to the season, and I have no idea what it is. I don't know if it's that I just suddenly kind of tinker with the tactics and it starts working. It's an odd one. Montgomery's struggling for fitness, so with kind of 20 minutes left, I might switch him on for Billy Reid and give Billy Reid a run out. I know he's got a knock, but sometimes it's worth just playing a player and letting him have the run out. But we've got to defend this now, win the ball. We're defending very well. This is only the second game where we played the 4-4-2. That game that you just saw was the first one, and a thumb is there. Bury it. 3-0 already in the first half against Bradford. Wow. Maybe I should just play 4-4-2 from now on instead of my crazy formations. That was a bit of a miscommunication between Plummer. I didn't see the centre back's name, and Alwick. But anyway, 3-0. Let's just give a passionate. That was amazing. Defence, passionate. I'm very happy with your solid defensive work. Midfield, I'm very happy with your playmaking efforts. Strikers, I'm very happy with your final third performance. Good reactions. It'd be nice if we could really take this on and make it a rout, just to raise the morale that little bit. If we win the next game, I might do a meeting, or even after this game if I can, I might hold a meeting and tell the players we're playing really well, let's kick on and make this a good end to the year, because this is looking really, really promising at the moment. Caught short there though. Carson would normally be sat in the playmaker area. I'm not sure where he was there. Pope hitting the outside the post for them. But no, this 4-4-2 does seem to be working. It's a weird situation. Carson's really good at free kicks. He's hit the crossbar. Hits the crossbar. But no, what was I saying? 4-4-2, it's really weird because I have, when everyone's fit, I kind of have 2 strikers who are good enough for the first team and 5 midfielders. And I kind of I always like to play with 4 at the back, especially because I have a good right back and a good left back. But in the future, I may consider switching to a 3-5-2, which would be a weird one because I'm not really one for playing with 3 at the back. I sometimes do it with wing backs. Can't even get my words out. But I don't really do it often with just the centre backs and like a flat midfield or an attacking midfielder. But I may have to look into doing that next year, or maybe try it out at the end of this season if we're safe. But anyway, 3-0, really good result. Just tell the guys I'm very happy with what I saw. Why would you look switched off? He's so miserable, that lad. Passionate. I'm very happy. Good reactions by everyone bar one of the second choice players, so I'm not too worried about that. So yeah, that was a good win. 2 back-to-back wins. That's the first time we've done that in a very long time. So that's good to see. Can't be bothered to attend the press conferences. I know someone's going to be like, but Jack, you can play mind games and stuff. Like, does anyone actually do the the press conferences with all the mind games and stuff? Because I for one don't. But anyway, let's get this team back for the next game. So we've only got, I think, a 3-match break, or when is the next game? 3-day break. Yeah, it is only a 3-day break. Playing on a Friday, that's kind of odd. But anyway, let's get a full strength team on. Carson needs a rest. Put Bastien Henry on. I know, and there's a few loyal servants to the club here who really just did not have any value. I mean, this guy came to us like 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 and a bit years ago. He came when we were in the Blue Square Bet Prem. Played really well last 2 years, and then obviously with the kind of arrival of Peltari in the centre of mid and Carson being, I guess, a better defensive midfielder than Emery, he's kind of just been ousted, and he's made 14 appearances, which I guess is a number of appearances, but he's certainly not that kind of staple of the first team that he once was. Unfortunately, Billy Reid still isn't going to be fit for the game, but nevertheless, we're looking good. I love just looking at our squad lineup. Although our potential ratings aren't great, although our current abilities aren't great, when you look at the potential, it's really exciting to see what's coming kind of forward in the squad. Georges, did he play well last game? I didn't look at the ratings. He must have done, because everyone's like going on about him. I might play him next game. You know what? I might just stick Shane Barney on the bench. I'll see how Georges' kind of fitness is going. It might be that I start him and then kind of take him off at half time and bring on Shane Barney just for the fresher set of legs. But we'll see how things go. Just take a sip of my Monster's energy drink. Nothing like a bit of energy drink in FM. Well, actually, there's wine, I suppose. But other than that, but no, we've got Bristol City in today's game. We are 20th in the league. They are 4th. So, going to be sticking with that counter-attack that's been working for us. And we will see how things go. It's the only fixture on today. Anything interesting here? Liverpool won a game. Well done, Liverpool. So, is there anything I really need to change here? I'm just double checking. Barney's fit. Billy Reid will be there soon. How's Alipor doing out on loan? I've not really checked up on him much. He's on loan at Rotherham. He's not developed, this guy, how I wanted him to. I mean, he's getting loads of first team football at Rotherham, which is really good to see. But he's not doing a lot in terms of improvement. I've had a few kind of subscribers and people say, Jack, you take a lot of punts and they seem to come good. I'd like to see Alipor, who I labelled as the Danish Messi, as another one of these players who perhaps isn't quite what I thought they were going to be. I mean, it's not too late for him. He could still really be a late flourisher. I mean, he has some really nice stats for a winger. That's what I'd say. I mean, he's got the 9 pace, 12 acceleration, the 13 crossing, 15 first touch. Look good. His heading, I mean, his jumping still 1, which, I mean, we've got to commend you for having jumping that bad. But no, he's just not developing. I mean, he's playing loads of first team football at Rotherham as well, so that's a weird one. But anyway, going to be keeping the back four the same for this game. O'Shea's still on the bench. Carson going to give him a rest. Bastien Henry's going to be playing. Montgomery was struggling for fitness last game, but with Billy Reid coming back for the next game, the chances are Billy Reid can just come on for Montgomery, and Montgomery will get a rest for the next match if Billy Reid's match fitness and general fitness are back up to where they should be. But anyway, Bristol City today. I'm going to just go with calm. I don't know. I'll go with that. I was hoping there was going to be one that was like, we're not, we're not expected to win, but there wasn't that option, which is a little bit annoying because we're not really expected to beat the team 4th in the league. But we'll just, tell the players we have faith. I don't know what I just clicked then by accident, but apparently I've said no pressure. We'll go with it. So anyway, we're at home again for the 3rd game in a row, obviously on a 2-winning streak. But this team, who are playing Bristol City, 4th in the league, they're not going to be any pushovers. I'm just looking to see us play our counter-attacking game that served us well the last 2 matches. And that better not be an injury to us. I don't think it was. So that's a relief. I don't want any more injuries. Glenn Stewart's been out for a while. Reid is still out, and hopefully we'll be back for the next game. Fingers crossed. And we just need to keep kind of a full strength team as best as possible and kind of build off that. I mean, this summer, if we can stay up, is going to be a lot about kind of building depth to the squad. Peltari here, can you get the ball in? He's so good. I mean, the thing is, a lot of these players have been at the club for a while now. Like, I've not really added like a significant number of players, like first team players. I mean, obviously I've had the Finnish lads come in and a thumb, but then most of these players have been here since kind of League 2 and the Blue Square Bet Prem. I kind of had a lot of faith in the team over the summer this year to not improve it drastically. I mean, I brought in 5 first team players, but the majority of the players who I brought in were kind of just backups to add a bit more strength in depth. And I don't know, I feel as if the squad has a really good dynamic about it now. I still don't really know what the best system is with the current kind of set of players, but I certainly feel like we're underperforming in the league, and I think it's a matter of time before we improve in that regard. As we're making, I mean, look at that goal. That is like the kind of football I want to see us play. That was like 6 or 7 well-strung passes in their half and a really tidy finish, and it just makes me wonder, you know, if our team was to perform as well as I know they can play, would we be as low down in the league as we are? Because I really don't think we would be. As you can see, we're actually dominating this game. This team are 4th in the league. I can't put it down to like what's gone wrong so far this season, but this system that I've kind of just implemented is working for us. It is certainly working for us. We're controlling the midfield at the moment. That's one thing to note. We are really, I mean, Peltari and Carson, when they play alongside each other in the centre of the park, Peltari's a fantastic playmaker and Carson's one of the best anchor men in the league. Yeah, it makes you wonder how those two can get outdone, but they score from a set piece. As I big us up, they score from a set piece. They've come out of the blocks this second half. I'm going to do some shout instructions. Get ball forward. I don't really use the shout instructions that much. Not necessarily, if I'm playing with a team where I know I'm the better team and I want to control the game and I'm set to control, then I'll, you know, keep possession, work ball into box. But when you're playing we're playing a 4-4-2 with a kind of hoof the ball up kind of mentality, it doesn't seem like the shouts really benefit you that much. I'm going to do a few subs here. You know, just get some fresh legs on for this last little bit. That'll do. I know Tarkowski, the right back, is really tired, but I haven't really got a right back who's adequate cover for him. But to be fair, looking at this is looking like it's going to end as a draw. So 7 points from 3 games. I would have taken that at the start of this kind of recording, because that's slowly seeing us like safe from the drop. I mean, if you look, we've all now played equal games. We're above Northampton. Nice 7-point cushion onto Preston North End. And we can kind of just look up the league now and go, you know what, we should be safe now. We should be, I mean, it's not a foregone conclusion and we are going to have to win some of these last few games. But we still got Preston to play who are down there. Peterborough coming up. I don't know where Peterborough are. They're probably near the top. They're top of the league, so they're going to be a tough one. Brentford are up there. We've got Carlisle, who are... Where are Carlisle? They're just above us, so we can leapfrog them. Who else have we got in our remaining fixtures? Who else we got? We've got Gillingham, Luton and Cov. Where are Gillingham, Luton and Cov? Gillingham 9th. Luton are 3rd, and Coventry are 16th. So we've definitely not got the easiest fixtures in the world in terms of getting some points, but I feel as if one more win and we should be safe. I don't want to say that too soon, but we're in a very nice position now. If we can beat Preston, that'll give us a nice kind of, I guess, cushion, and a lot of teams are playing today, so be interesting to see how they perform. Sometimes, like where we've played on a Friday today, that's done because we share a ground with Bury, and they we have their stadium, and so if they have a game on the Saturday, we play on the Friday or the Sunday. So that explains that. Pretty good attendance. 4,000's a really good attendance, actually. What is our average attendance this year? I know there's a way to check it. Is it under team stats? Team stats. Average attendance. see, we're averaging 5,000 people a game. Like, when I came to the club, I don't know if there's a way you can look at your history and past attendances. Maybe it's under here. See, first season our top attendance was 3,000, and I mean, we're getting near 7,000, 6,000 now, which is really good to see. Considering like the leagues we've gone up, obviously, FC United Manchester is a community-run club in real life, and they have a very big following, and a very good following. Like, their fans are really. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen any footage. I don't know if you can remember when they went on the FA Cup run, the FC United Manchester team. But their fans are some of the best around. Like, they really are. They remind me of, is it St. Pauli in Germany? I don't know. I think it's St. Pauli, who are like a really kind of small German team. They're not tiny, but like they have like a really old-fashioned football club mentality about them, and I think they're community run, like FC United Manchester. If someone can tell me actually if it's St. Pauli I'm thinking of, it's probably not even how you pronounce it, knowing my luck. But they're a German team. I think they're in the first or second division, but they're not a big team, but they're community run, and they kind of remind me of FC United Manchester. But I mean, League One in 4 seasons, yeah. So we did the Northern Prem, then the Blue Square Bet North, then the Bet Premier. Blue Square Bet Prem, and then League 2. So we went 4 back-to-back promotions. So to finish mid-table kind of this season, or just above the drop, it is still absolutely amazing. When I started this series, I kind of thought if I could get to the Blue Square Bet Prem, in 2 back-to-back seasons, that would be a good start to it. But I mean, I found regens as we've gone. I've managed to add to the squad, and it's youth intake day. Oh, okay. Well, I forgot that this was going to be caught in this time. So, Jerome Malloy is he's the hot prospect, and this youth intake. Well, okay. So it's Regen Day. So, Regen Day isn't very good for us because we've not got a wage budget. But what I will do is, I'll show you what's available. I suppose we can have an inspection of what is available in terms of youth intake. Add condition. Age is at most. I see now. I've got to remember my youth intake video. That I did a video about how to find the best regens. I kind of forgot Regen Day was going to come up. So the first thing we'll look for is a pacey striker. Although I do already have pacey strikers. You can never have enough. So I'm going to put on off the ball, composure, and finishing. They're the 3 stats that make up your attacking kind of area of your polygon. And then I'm just going to have pace. I'm going to put them to 10. And then have it so you only have to match kind of 3 of the 4, and hopefully we'll get some matches like so. So these are regens, I guess, that have come in today. Some of them have probably been here a while. I've been around a while, so you can see the polygon where the attacking line is, because we have the scout. We've got kind of scouted all their attacking elements. Doesn't look like there's any that have been taken in with those stats, so we'll knock it down to 3, and there's a few kind of 15-year-olds and stuff being flagged, a lot of non-league players on amateur contracts. So to get rid of them, just going to up the arrow a little bit, and we've got a few players come up. But as you can see, I'm on the kind of extra tier database, and what this means is that with all the extra tiers, that you have a lot of non-league teams that have amateur contracts, like you've seen, and so sorry, so you see like lots of results come up. You wouldn't get these normally, and that's just because of the database I'm on. It comes with the package. There's nothing I can do about it. Right winger for Halifax, not enough about him for him to warrant being scouted. I'm kind of tempted to take a punt on this David Monk guy. Off the ball aggression looks good. Composure's only 7. He's got some okay stats. He's 15, so we'll get a scout report on him. But this is what it's all about. It's about, really just trying to find kind of the diamonds in the rough, the players who are perhaps just, not being found. I mean, I know a lot of people who will just literally, they'll put the age to most 16 and then highlight all the top valued results and just scout them all, which, I mean, you can do, but it's not exactly effective. They'll just be like, right, to Simon Clark, to such and such, right, scout, right click, scout, which you can do. I'm not saying you don't do that, but And if you're at a big club, that can work. But at a small club like me, where scouting costs money, I don't want to have to scout hundreds of players to find out that none of them are good enough. Okay, so I've looked for a striker. We'll look and see if there's any half-decent defenders that have come up. So for defenders, I just go heading, tackling and marking and then set them all to 10. You know the drill. That Simon Clark guy's come up, who I was drawn to before. So you can see there's 3 players on youth contracts. That usually means that they're the ones on the latest intake. This guy's probably been around a while. He's on an amateur contract, so we can approach him anyway. But because I have the extra lower division database kind of thing loaded, sometimes, like with Billy Reid, one of these really random non-league teams will just generate an absolute monster of a player. Like they just kind of appear. But it doesn't look like there's anyone really who's catching my eye. No, he's not good enough to warrant being scouted. But a lot of it is just trial and error with finding regens. I'm not going to spend ages here because I really haven't got the money to bring anyone in. I might bring in 1 or 2 if I can afford them. But it's not going to be easy. Put it that way. And I apologise for this squeaky chair. Can I just point out that this chair is the most uncomfortable chair to sit at ever. Which brings me on to another thing, which is the fact that I'm doing a setup video for 1k subs. So if you're not subscribed, hit the sub button and you will be subscribed to me, and you'll be contributing towards getting a setup video of my setup where I will show you this squeaky chair. It's like a wrestling chair, you know, like the fold-up steel chairs. It's like one of them, but it's more uncomfortable than them. Which you're probably thinking, how is that even possible? Okay, I really haven't got time to sift through all of these, which is a little bit annoying. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put in, this is a really lazy thing that you can do, and it doesn't really work that often, but it's worth a go. All I'm going to do is tick the stats which I consider kind of important when I'm trying to find a player. Like just any player, if that makes sense. So composure, creativity, crossing. You don't want to tick all of them, but just, you know, a selection, like so. Then put the thing to 10, and then put the match to 5. Like so, and you'll get these are players who are half decent. Oh shit, I've just added an asking price thing. I hate the fact the scrolling mouse wheel does stuff like that. So we've got age at most 16, and all I'm going to do is up the amount that need to match. Why is the view gone to this? Why? What have I done? I've broken it. There we go. General info. This is what I'm used to. So what this does is it shows me the kind of, I guess, hottest prospects in terms of players who have natural ability. It's like this guy, Ian Lyon. He might be half decent. I mean, it's hard to tell without getting a full scout. This guy seems to have half decent mentals for a 16-year-old. But this is what Regen Day is all about, people. I mean, someone said to me on my video where I talked about Regen Day, you know, I like the emphasis on time here, and honestly, to find the best regens, you're going to have to spend a lot of time searching through players like I am here. I'd spend probably an hour or 2 just trying to find potential players, how I'm doing now, like normally on a Regen Day, but I haven't got any money anyway, so I think we'll call it a day. We'll call it a day there. Just check this guy. Yeah, he's rubbish. So that's the quick tips for Regen Day. Please remember as you watch this is all done 100% live, and I know I'm probably going to ramble over bits. I ramble at the worst of times anyway, so when I'm playing 100% live and I have to talk between loading screens, it's like hell. It's really annoying, actually. I wish I could live stream, because I'd absolutely love just to do, like, you know, loads of live episodes and stuff and whatever. But my internet at uni is really bad. It's ridiculous. I mean, we have 12 meg connection, which probably doesn't sound that bad, but it's shared between 9 people, so you can see how it doesn't really work. Billy Reid's still not 100% match fit, so give him a break. Georgia just didn't really turn up for the other game, so I'm going to take him off. Bastien Henry's coming off, playing with a near enough full strength side. I'm actually going to bring on Paul Smith. You may remember him as the really injury-prone guy who I got in on a free. Bit of a gamble. Made 3 appearances. He's not played badly, so we'll give him a run out here. We are playing against Brentford, they're not low down in the league, they're above us. Where are they? They're 7th, so they're really contending for a playoff spot. So let's see if we can put a dent in their chances today. We are away, so I'm going to be sticking with the counter-attacking kind of philosophy that we did before. Defence, play your natural game. Midfield, what can we do for the midfield? I want you to control. Oh, okay, I've just broken it. Right, Jack, just stop doing what you're doing. Just stop it. I'm breaking it. I'm ruining it. I've still not mastered Team Talks. In the many days, hours, and months that I have played Football Manager, I still don't know what the perfect Team Talk is. I don't think there's a perfect formula, to be honest, but I never seem to get them right. This squeaky chair is really annoying. I know my mic's really sensitive, so I know that all the squeaking is coming up, and I promise you I'm not being attacked by a giant mouse. Glenn Stewart, you Don, making it 1-0 against Brentford away. Brentford are a really interesting team. I didn't really know that much about them until Chelsea played them in the FA Cup, and there was some like TV coverage on the history of Brentford Football Club, and they're kind of a very kind of old school, English team. And I think they've been bought by a fairly well-off owner who's kind of trying to build them up slowly. And look at it, Peter Smith has taken a knock. That's kind of funny considering I was talking about how injury-prone he is. We'll sub him off. Damage limitation, but 1-0, looking good. Keep it up. Defence, passionate. I'm impressed with your solid defence. No one's reacting. I'm just going to stop. It's not working. So yeah, Peter Smith getting injured, which is kind of funny because of how injury prone he is. It's not funny because I'd rather keep him, but taking him off. Hopefully the injury isn't too long term because he's a useful player to have on the bench. His stats are decent, it's just how injury prone he is. Brought him in on a free. I don't think his deal's a very long one. It was kind of more, this guy's available on a free transfer, let's get him in to just, add some more depth, because that's what I've had to do with injuries and stuff and lack of fitness. And they've just cannoned a shot against the crossbar. That is a warning for us, lads. We let them have a lot of space there. Let's just get ball forward. We've got a chance here. Shane Barney, LeConte. Barney with the pace. What a finish, my son. That is 2-0. That should be the game. 20 minutes left. That was a really tidy finish by Barney. Of course, the lad came in from NK Dons. You'll see here. Just that turn of pace he has. He's a very quick player. And this was a very tidy finish in the end, actually. Like near post. Keeper probably shouldn't get beaten there. But he's been a funny one since he came in, because he's shown these glimmers of being like a really prolific goal scorer. But then there'll be like a sequence of games where he just seems to stand up there and not do a lot, He's very much, I play him often as poacher, sometimes deep lying forward. But he's kind of one of these very old school forwards who he won't contribute much in terms of the creative phase of play. But he'll stand on the last man, he'll lurk there. And if you get the ball to him with a clean-cut chance, he's there to take it most of the time. They've got a chance here. Poor defending by us, and that makes it 2-1. And I know I said that should make the game. Now I'm a little bit worried with 15 minutes left. They're at home, so it's a tough result. I mean, Brentford are a very good team, and they worked the ball around well there. I don't know what the centre mids. I think it was Stewart was doing that alongside Evans. He kind of went and doubled up on the left back, and that left space for Vukic to get in and score. And we have an injury to Tarkowski, which I still can't pronounce that guy's name. This annoys me actually, because he's Polish, and someone was like, "Oh, you say it this way," and then on the next video I said it the way the previous person had said it, and then someone else said, "Oh, no, you say it this way." So I still don't know how to say his name. In fact, I can't even remember how I was told to pronounce it now. I think, and I don't know, you guys can probably tell me as viewers, I think we've all come to accept that I'm just never going to say a name right. So a thumb, you've just bulleted that. What a finish. A thumb. He grabbed a few goals last game, and he just grabbed another there to make it 3-1, and that should be game, set and match. What a finish. The Ghanaian lad, he came in, he's a bit of a target man, big physical presence. Brought him in on a free. He's got English dual nationality, and that is a finish and a half. Really nice take there. We've actually got another chance here. It's going to be a corner, but Full-time whistle's all but gone now. If we score from this, it'd be an added bonus, but I can't see it happening. In fact, it might. Oh, I was about to say. In fact, it might just be a really pointless highlight, and indeed it was. 3-1. That is a fantastic result. I'm very happy with the result and how G played. Defence passionate. I was impressed. You see, the defence aren't doing it. I'm just giving up on team talks. They're just not reacting. 7 points clear, 6 games left. We've still got Preston to play. If we beat them, I'd consider us as good as safe. Quick look at a thumb. You know, I mentioned the fact. I think he's from Ghana. Is he from Ghana? Let's check. Yeah, he's Ghanaian and English dual nationality. I remember that because he didn't need a visa or a work permit to come. But you can see really physical, very kind of aerial-based player. So far this season, 6 appearances, 4 goals. He came in November time, but he's really shone in the last few games. He is looking like a really wise move. I switched obviously from a 4-5-1 to a 4-4-2, and I had been starting with Barney up front on his own, but since a thumb's kind of partnered him, that is looking like a really wise decision. McNair isn't happy with his training workload, tough crap. Methman, yeah, might as well. A lot of these young players, I kind of just go, I go with what the kind of coaches have to say, unless they're a very specific kind of youth prospect. Oh, Carson got his first international cap. I didn't even know that. The 19-year-old really showing some signs of promise. I'm being recommended to train in the simple passing game. I'm actually going to do that because he plays anchorman, and he's not really the creative outlet in the centre of the park. That's Peltari's job. So having him do the simple passing will probably benefit us. Dismiss. Oh, we'll try Livian switching. McNair. McNair currently has the wrong backup first team. Decent young. Okay, we'll change that. Doble has been transfer listed by me. I should probably talk about this. Doble, of course, came in 2.5 years ago. He was a fantastic player for 2 years, but now Shane Barney, a thumb, Georgiadis coming in. They're free strikers, significantly better than him, and I can probably get some half decent cash for him. So a player who's probably going to be on his way out at the end of the season, which is a little bit sad to see because he's been here a while, but at the same time, you've got to kind of go out with the old and in with the new. Ryan Doble is an ideal role for Peter Smith. Peter Smith is always injured. Oh, okay, he only actually took a knock. He didn't get injured in the last game. Well, that's a relief. Oh, he wants to tutor Paul Steele instead. Okay, might as well do this. There's no harm. Okay, who is this Steele guy? Is he one of the youth intake players or is he a youth player? See, why get him? I don't even know. I mean, I sometimes question what's the point in having a youth squad when this is the quality of the players, really. I mean, if you look at my actual squad, I mean, look at the ages. It's such a young squad that I've kind of built up. A lot of regens in there, but I've been really trying to focus with this playthrough on bringing in players like, you know, who are going to develop at the club and who, as the club grows, they can grow with it. Because, I mean, I think that's what makes FM great, is when you kind of have a journey with players who have been there since the start kind of thing. I mean, we've got a really nice break now until the Preston game, which is a big game for us because, as I've said, if we win it, we will go 10 points ahead of them with 5 games left, and I would consider us safe. So that's a big game for us. It's a big kind of 6-pointer at the bottom of the table. International break, a few players will be going away on that, which is a little bit of a bummer, but hopefully we won't pick up any injuries. They'll come back fairly fit, and players like Reed, you know, will be ready to play back in the first team again. So yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying this kind of longer episode. I'm not going to make this a regular thing, but I felt as a way of kind of apologising for the lack of uploads due to uni work and because I've been ill and because I've had a really sore throat, I felt it was kind of the least I could do was do one of these long episodes. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you're kind of just sat comfortably on the sofa. Maybe you've got FM open on your laptop and you're just listening to me ramble in the background, or you've got your dual screen monitor out. But nevertheless, guys, a quick thank you, I guess, for your support, because as I mentioned earlier, I am coming up to 1,000 subscribers, which is mental. Like, it was really bizarre when I started my YouTube channel. There were people I looked up to and still do, you know, the likes of Jake 5 Stars HD. Merkis and Predicts with his Chester series was a really big kind of reasoning and influence behind me starting this series with FC United at Manchester. I was kind of really inspired by his playthrough. And it seems odd now that I'm coming up to 1,000 subs and my channel's bigger than theirs, because although my channel's bigger than theirs, I still consider them like people who I like, you know, when I make my videos, I want them to be comparable to theirs. Does that make sense? It's bizarre. It really, like, I can't put into words how blown away I am by your support and stuff. It's kind of really difficult to comprehend why people would love to listen to me ramble over FM, but I thank you for doing so. But anyway, Preston game is coming up. They are currently, well, they won their last game actually, so they're on a little bit of a run of form. Let's have a recap of the league table so you can see what's going on. Shrewsbury down and dead and out at the bottom of the table. Northampton are below us. We've got to play Coventry, who have had a little bit of a rot of late. Also got to play Carlisle. I mean, the actual league above us is fairly close, and although let's be honest, it's not going to be a late playoff surge like we've done before, I don't think, unless some very weird stuff was to happen. But just looking at the table as a whole, we could still kind of finish. I'd like to aim for, who's that on 52 points? I'd like to aim for 14th. 14th is an aim, I think, now. Had a nice little run of form. We're on a little bit of a winning spree. And let's see if we can keep that going into these last games of the season and really kind of take it to the opposition teams. So away to Preston. I'm not sure how to approach this game. I think I'm going to stick with the counter-attack. My usual rule is in League 1 and League 2 is that I will play counter when I'm away or against a very upper class team at home, and then I'll play either control or attack when I'm at home against a weaker opposition. And I don't know, it's a tough one to get the balance of, because although with this team it kind of probably makes sense to do it that way, you know, play the home kind of teams on attack and the away games on counter. I kind of feel like the squad actually has enough quality that we could play the control game and the attacking game against teams at home and still do a good job. Does that make sense? Like, I feel as if the team is good enough to not necessarily have to play the counter-attack game, but it seems to be working with us at the moment, so I'm just going to stick with it. Peltari's taken a knock somewhere along the line. He's returning to fitness in one day, but we're going to play with Montgomery, an advanced playmaker. Not a too big of a deal. Montgomery's a really good player, and he can play there anyway. Of course, the lad who came in for a very substantial fee of money last season and got injured was a huge driving force behind our late push last year to finish third in League 2. And you know, he's a very good player. He's good enough at this level to play playmaker. And I've noticed, okay, when I'm in kind of deep conversation, I kind of just click whatever on the team talks without really paying attention. I need to sort that out. But anyway, we are going to play counter because we are away against Preston. If it doesn't work, we can switch it up. I am playing with Smith still at left mid. LeConte is on the bench, and I'll probably switch them around if we're struggling with attacking threat down the left-hand side. But today does see the return of Billy Reid on the right wing, and Montgomery going back to kind of his central role, which at least he's more of a right winger player when he came to us, but I played him in centre mid and he's played a lot better there. And Barney getting us off to an absolute flyer. 3 minutes in, we make it 1-0 with the first shot of the game. 88% of the possession after 3 minutes. Obviously it's too early to judge anything from that, but 88% possession after 3 minutes is still a very good kind of start, and it kind of shows that we've been in possession of the ball and really been dictating the play. And that was a really nice kind of play. A fun getting the ball, getting the cheeky assist. I'm going to shout instructions, retain possession. Gordon collecting the ball for them. So this game would see us go 10 points clear if we win. If we lose it, Preston will be 4 points behind us, so within touching distance, and Barney with a turn of pace. Gordon able to collect it. I thought Barney with his pace then was just kind of going to burst through and grab onto the ball, but unfortunately keeper was alert to the threat. They've got a chance here and they've scored. Be even there for them. 1-1. This is turning into what could be a very interesting game. If we lost this and it did go, 4 points the gap, I would certainly be on edge going into the last few games of the season. This would be their second win on the bounce if they were to win this game, and you'd have to say that perhaps they look like they could go on and win some more, and we would have to get some points. So this is a huge turning point in our season for one way or another. Coming up to half time anyway. So, half-time 1-1. Not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because 7 points is still a very nice cushion. But 10 would be significantly better. I'm not happy with your play. Oh, crap, okay. Well, it worked for the centre mids, but not for the wingers. I don't know. You can improve defence. You've been unlucky so far. Well, that worked not too badly, so we'll go with that. Unfortunately, the wingers got demoralised. Smith and Reed, but they'll have to man up, and they've got a corner here, well headed away. We've got to deal with this second ball coming in, though. I mean, defensively, I feel like in Evans and Stewart, we have a strong defence, and we just seem to concede too many goals. Right on cue as they score. That was a nicely worked goal by them, but again, I mean, look, all three of our centre, look how many, there's like 4 defenders covering 2 men there, like everyone just gets drawn to the ball, and Olivia's left with Bevan, but the wrong side of him, unfortunately. I'm going to remove the instruction to keep the ball, because this counter-attacking game whilst keeping the ball isn't necessarily going to work for us. Reed's taken a knock, so I am going to quick sub him. In fact, I'm going to wait for this end of this attack, and then I'm going to just jiggle some players around, I think. Have fun with the ball here. Barney's there. Can't get it through. If we concede again here, that's going to be worrying. Keeper's got to get that. Oh, they've just scored. They've just scored. 56 minutes on the clock, and Preston are 2 to the good. Okay, stuff has got to change here. Stuff has got to change. Tell you what, we're going to go a little bit more attacking here. I kind of feel as if we have to. At least try and do something with the ball. We've got 35 minutes to do something, so going to just go slightly more attacking with a bit of a 4-2-4. Could completely backfire here, but we are going to need 2 goals to get anything from this game. And this game is a must kind of draw game. A must draw game. Pretty sure that's not how the saying goes, but you guys know what I mean. It'd be nervy to say the least if they were to get the points here. Of course, Northampton are below us in the league, so we wouldn't be at direct risk of going into the drop zone if Preston were to do well, but that would be relying on Northampton to screw up. And ultimately, it's nicer to keep your fate in your own hands, isn't it? But anyway, going to go with control and... Actually, no, we'll go with get ball forward and attacking, because we are going to have to get the ball forward and go very attacking here. And we've got a chance here at least. Barney with the ball. A thumb is there. A thumb, can you bury it? He does bury it. That is 3-2, and we are straight back in this game. I mean, looking at the stats, we could be in this game. They've just scored some very good goals, but that was a fantastically threaded through ball by Barney, and a thumb with a really tidy finish, adding to his little goal repertoire and his little run he's been going on since this commentary began. Really good to see. But still 3-2, and we have it's not going to happen, I don't think, unless we get something very late here, which I can't see happening. Yeah, 3-2 lost to Preston. That's disappointing. Kind of considering our form of late. You would have expected us to maybe get a point there, even away. And it leaves us slightly not kind of as comfortable as we were. I guess we finally lose. What was our unbeaten run? 5 games. So, unbeaten run of 5 games was a kind of nice start. Or rather, that was the 5th game. So, in the last 4 games, we got 10 points. Looking at what that result does to the league table, Preston are now 4 points behind us. Northampton are 1 point ahead of us. And if you look at the goal difference, it's so tight at the bottom here. I mean, if we can get equal on points with Northampton, I believe we'll go above them on goals scored. So we've got to look at that as a kind of a positive, I guess, in this kind of dire situation. And we've got some winnable games coming up, but it's going to be important that we do start to win some of those games. So we've got Peterborough coming up, who are top of the league, so this is not going to be an easy game by any stretch of the imagination, but we will do our very best against them to at least try and grind out some kind of result. And my throat is getting really sore now, but I am going to keep going with this for as long as I can. I want to get to the end of the season, this episode, and then I can kind of do... I think for the episode after this, it might not necessarily be a really long length episode, but what it'll be is kind of a reflection on the save so far, because it will be the 5-year mark. So 5 seasons to reflect. I feel as if that would probably be quite beneficial. Thumb got named in the team of the week as well, which is really good to see. 5 goals now in 7 games, so looking good. Looking like a really good free transfer from Red Bull Ghana. And hopefully he can keep scoring. I mean, this Peterborough game is going to be really tough because they're a team who are kind of, even in real life, I guess, they're always in League One or the Championship. They just can't seem to get that kind of, that last little way up and to a team that can kind of survive in the Championship. I mean, it's pretty close down at the bottom of the Championship now. I'm not sure if they're down or not. I've not seen it since the last weekend's results. It should be interesting. So I mean, I'm going to do a teammate meeting. I don't know what to say here. If I want to say something here, if I'd won that last game, I could have been all positive. I might go with I'm delighted with how things are going, because ignoring the last result, we've not played that badly. One player reacted well. Let's ask the room. And people reacted negatively. Apparently, I think the people who are reacting badly are non-first team players. No one's really reacted well other than Pautola, the goalkeeper, which I guess isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if your keeper's in good morale, the chances are that he's going to play better, and you're not going to concede as many, and he might make some saves that make the difference. But we have got Peterborough today. Going to be a tough result, you'd think. We've got another backroom meeting to have. I mean, does anyone actually remember to do their backroom meetings? Really? We'll go with that, because our thumb is playing target man. Yeah, we'll go with that. Our thumb is currently... No, ignoring that. Our thumb is certainly becoming a part of our first team. Give Glenn Stewart a cheeky, you've been playing well. John Carson, the Irish beast. I mean, it's interesting, looking at players like Carson and Glenn Stewart, they obviously came in as a pair. Those two players have played really well. Another thing I should point out, actually, because people are going to be wondering this, is I'm on my new PC, and I've obviously installed... I transferred across my save and transferred across all the facepack mods and stuff. But what that's done is it's made that... Sorry, a few of the players' faces have changed. So I think Glenn Stewart's face has changed a bit and stuff. But hopefully you guys can forgive the fact he's had like a facelift and stuff. But no, going to be rotating the squad again. This is the problem I have. You see, Montgomery's good enough to play in the first team, but I have a very good midfield and attack anyway. So it's kind of tough to get the balance. So we've got Peterborough today. Going to be sending the assistant, as always. I know someone's going to be like, no, every time I've hit send assistant this episode, someone has died slightly inside. Okay, contract set to expire. I should probably be checking this, actually. Lundic Van, your contract can probably run out, to be honest. You've not got very good stats for a scout. I can find better scouts. Pulford, I might give him a 1-year extension. How much money do you want? No, you're not getting paid that much. Losing a few of our scouts, but to be honest, none of them are crazily good, and they can probably be replaced, and they want quite a lot of money anyway. Got a few youth contracts expiring, but then our youth prospects just aren't very good anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. Emery and McNair's contracts are running out, but again, both these lads came in 2.5 years ago. In fact, McNair came in 4 years ago. Jeez, time really flies in FM, but he's not really done anything of late. Nah, I'm not going to even bother, because the thing is, we are struggling slightly financially, and so I'd rather kind of, I don't know what the word is, kind of be shrewd with our money and not kind of renew contracts on players who may only be here for another year. I'd rather take a risk of not having as much depth in return for saving a little bit of money, because we are over our wage budget anyway. Also good to see Glenn Stewart getting the Player of the Month, or Young Player of the Month, in the division. Credit to, I suppose, the defensive performances that we've had this kind of last month. But today we've got a game against Peterborough. It's going to be tough. They are top of the league. Looking at their stats, they've lost 7 games, so they're not unbeatable. But as you can see, very heavily favourites, to say the least. I'm going to be going with the 4-4-2. Pretty much full strength. I mean, I don't know if anyone has any suggestions. I mean, I assume people can see where I'm kind of fiddling with the idea of having Montgomery come in for one of the right backs or left backs, and then maybe playing with an extra centre back and going with a 5 in midfield, because we've got 5 very good midfielders. But that's something that I will have to kind of ponder and think about going forward. At the moment, got to stick in the present. We're at home to Peterborough. Going to be playing on the counter-attack because they are a good team in our league. Going to just go with the calm. No one expects us to get a result, going out there and have some fun playing without pressure on you. Calm. I have faith in you. Go out there and make a difference. Midfield. I have faith. Attack. Calm. No pressure. No pressure. See, people reacting well. Good to see going into this kind of game. Ultimately, I'm not really expecting to get any points here, but if we can give a good account of ourselves and just, avoid getting injuries, try and keep our goal difference good, because it's looking like it might come down to that in the future. That would be kind of, I guess, considered a positive result here. And Glenn Stewart gets booked after 4 minutes. That's always a good start. The players in LeConte getting injured, an even better start. So Peter Smith, the most injury-prone person in the world, coming on for LeConte, the injury-prone winger. Gosh, we have so many kind of injury-prone players on the left-hand side. One of those things, I suppose. But no, we're looking okay here at the moment. We've had a nice little start to the game. We've not created loads of chances, but we're looking solid. And 30 minutes in, chance could be coming their way. It's looking like a Peterborough attack, but Carson mopping up the ball. Really happy, actually, to see Carson playing for Northern Ireland. Obviously, what is getting his first cap at the age of 19 is really good to see, especially for a player in League One. We've just conceded, but I'm just going to continue talking because I'm not really expecting to get anything from this game. But no, like Carson coming in, obviously he came in when he was 17 as a centre mid, and now to see him at the age of 19 making his first appearance for the Northern Ireland squad, it's really exciting to see, because there's a few players in this squad, like regen-wise, who when I brought in, I was like, this player could play at a very high international level and indeed in the Prem. But anyway, happy with your performance so far, lads. Keep it up. Only 1-0, which is I know I say only 1-0, it's still, we're losing, but at the end of the day, we could still snatch a goal here with our counter-attacking style of play. And the players aren't playing too badly so far. Looking at the stats, we're actually having more possession, so we're playing better football, I guess you could argue, than Peterborough. Obviously that isn't reflected in the scoreline, but we have got a set piece here. A thumb with the header. That is his 6th goal in 8 games. That is why I'm considering him a key player now. To sign him in November, I had to set him as a key player, and in the team meeting, my assistant was like, oh, he's back up. But so far, I guess in this live commentary especially, he is showing why I shouldn't have been considering him third choice striker for the lone striker role. That he can win the ball in the air, he can just be a nuisance in the area, and he's been playing out of his skin. And that makes it 1-1. And again, a thumb with the ball here. Barney is free. Barney through. Bury it, my son. That is 2-1. We have just come back from 1-0 down against Peterborough to take the lead. 10 minutes left. Really nicely worked goal. A thumb getting involved. Paltari to Barney. 3 of the new signings to the club this season. Linking up really nicely. Peltari just getting adapted to his new advanced playmaker role, and I'm playing him in. He's more of a deep line playmaker by trade, but we've been trying to get him to play advanced, obviously kind of just ahead of Scott Carson, and he played really well there in getting that ball through. We're looking really solid here, actually. Again, this is one of these games where it leaves me kind of thinking, how are we struggling in the league? Because we clearly have some quality about us in this league to be doing a lot better. 20 seconds left. I think that's the result in the bag, and that is an absolutely huge result. Wow, I am buzzing. That is a fantastic result for the guys. I mean, the odds are completely against us, as you can see. Wasn't really expected. Glenn Stewart had a big game for us. I mean, if we just look at player stats, you can see average ratings, players playing well. That's really good to see. Really important. Who was that? That was Glenn Stewart getting 10 interceptions. I mean, that is a fantastic effort by any defender at any game. But to get 2 goals in 3 minutes with 12 minutes left on the clock, to come back from behind at home against a team like Peterborough is fantastic. Really good to see us get that result. How did Preston get on? Preston won as well, so they're keeping some pressure on us, but we have leapfrog Coventry now. I think we've got Coventry and Carlisle in our last few games, so that could make things pretty interesting. In fact, we've got Carlisle next, and we've got Gillingham and Luton as well. Where are they in the league? Gillingham are 8th, Luton are 4th. So we've got some big games coming up, but hopefully on the back of that fantastic result against Peterborough, we can convert some more of these matches into wins, because that would give us something really positive to strive for going into next season. That result has left me really buzzing, and hopefully the players can take kind of that energy from that game into the next kind of, string of results that we need to get, because we do need to continue to get the points. I know we're 4 points clear, which is more than 1 win, but you can never have enough wins. And it's just dawned on me that this video has just hit the hour mark. I'm surprised my voice has lasted so long. It's weird, actually. I get quite a lot of sore throats. Well, not loads of sore throats, but for some reason I seem to have this weird proneness to sore throats. And apparently, I don't know if someone can confirm this for me, but I don't sound very different when I have a sore throat. My throat really hurts at the moment, but I just enjoy ranting and talking about FM, to be honest. But apparently my voice doesn't sound too different, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, I suppose. Is it a good thing? It probably is. Probably is. I know some people, when they get sore throats, they just sound like a really old man, or like they're about to roll on their back and just die or something. Do you know what I mean? When they have really sore throats. You're just shaking your head no, Jack, no, I don't. Why are you talking about this, Jack? I'm trying to watch an FM video and you're here rambling. Oh, another thing to add is, if you've watched until this point, I'll tell you a few bits of information now, because you're a loyal subscriber, and I want to leave a comment about bananas. Write something about, I don't know why I'm doing this. Write something about bananas in the comments, so I know if you've watched to this point, because I'm impressed if anyone's watched over an hour in. I know that this series is really well received. I actually always thought my Pentagon series was kind of the leading of my series. But according to my numbers and my numbers machine, aka my YouTube analytics, this is actually my most successful and kind of most viewed series, which is why I'm doing this kind of long video for you guys today. But I am curious, I can't remember what I was talking about now. Oh gosh, I've gone crazy. I've actually gone, oh, yes, I do know what I was on about. I was talking about rewarding you guys for watching to this point. 2 bits of information. There will be no more Lords of Football on my channel. I'm going to be doing a review of the game in the next few weeks, where I kind of just talk about the game itself and my opinions on it. Give you kind of a consumer review, but it's a game which, obviously I'll talk more about this in the review. It's not very playable in terms of longevity. It gets very repetitive quickly, and although it is very novel, it tries to be a football manager game, The Sims, and kind of, I don't even know what other games. So essentially it tries to do lots of the other things that games already do, but it does none of them very well, and that is a Billy Reid finish right there. You babe, Billy Reid. The right winger from England. The guy who's been injured for so long, been here since the beginning of the club, with that fantastic finish on that sweet right foot of his. Oh, like he's been a bit quiet, obviously with injuries and stuff, but that is a moment of pure class by him there. That's what we've missed this year when he was out for 3 months with his knee ligament injury. But no more Lords of Football. Hopefully you guys understand. As I've said, doing a review on it, so you'll get a bigger idea coming up. Another thing to say is that I have started a second channel called Work Extra Space. What an imaginative name, I know. I probably had some writing team coming up with that. But essentially that channel's going to be where I just upload whatever I want. Maybe some Black Ops 2, Crisis 3... some Far Cry, just whatever I feel like talking over, and I'm going to be doing some kind of serious commentaries on there, just some Let's Plays perhaps, just some casual stuff, it gives me a chance to be myself a lot more, because although, for example, in this video, I'm able to kind of communicate myself a lot better, with FM in general, it's a lot more kind of serious, and you really have to talk about what's going on in Carson, you babe. Scoring the free kick from 30 yards, 2-0 guys, fantastic win. I think we're staying up. I hope, well, we should be staying up. I think we're going to leapfrog Carlisle as well with this result, which is good to see. But yeah, Work Extra Space, new YouTube channel. Going to just, I don't know how often I'm going to upload there, but it won't impact this channel at all. It's just somewhere where I can talk and ramble to myself. But anyway, we're looking good here. We're looking very good, in fact. We are 2-0 to the good. Carlisle struggling significantly to even contend with us, and Stewart getting fouled there. That should and will be the game. 2-0 win. Guys, I might have to do these more often at the end of the season because we're winning so many games, and I should have done this from the beginning. Maybe the team would have played better as a result. I was really worried when I decided I was going to do this, that I'd do it and I'd get relegated and I'd be like, oh gosh, this has gone terribly, but everything is going to plan and it's all amazing. And in fact, that's just reminded me, let's save the game. Let's save the game. So, FM United halfway through Wycombe, and I know someone's going to be raging about the typing there, my sensitive mic, picking up every stroke of the keyboard. I want to save it just because I don't want it to break, really. It wouldn't be great if it just broke now. Want a little good run of form. I need to keep this progress going. I for some reason I have autosave turned off. Guys, can I just please do this as a person, because I see so many people like, I can't get my save back. If you go to saving, put your autosave on every fortnight and put it on 10 and then, or 3, or whatever you want, but essentially just always back up your saves, because I see so many people online ranting about how their saves corrupt, and if your save really means that much to you, just go to preferences and saving, and hit the rolling save, because it's a life save. Well, it's a save saver. It's a life saver, because I know lots of people lose saves and stuff, and it's the best bit of advice I can give. But anyway, 3 games left of the season. Are we safe yet? 3 games left, so that's 9 points. We're not officially safe. 1 win would guarantee us safety. So good stuff. Good stuff. We are. I think we're good now, guys. I think we are. I'm pleased to be able to announce. Let's have a look. Look at that. That's fantastic late run of form. I talked about, well, it seems that every season my team just played well at the end of the year, and I have no idea why it is. Does anyone know? Because I don't feel like I've done anything different. And maybe the switch to a 4-4-2 from my isometric formation helped this year, but it just seems every season. Have I got a team full of kind of Wigan players who would like just players who tank it at the end of the year? Because it kind of feels that way. But we've got Gillingham coming up. I'm almost out of Monster's energy drink. I keep having to have like a swig of it whenever my throat gets too sore, but I am running out. Sad times. By the way, I don't get paid by Monster to endorse their energy drinks, but they probably have the best energy drinks, if I'm honest. Someone's probably going to be like, money whore, getting paid by Monster's energy drink. I wish, can someone write to Monster for me and get me a Monster's energy drink deal? Because I would like drink the crap out of this stuff and it would save me a lot. Youth prospect. Glenn Stewart improve his heading. His heading's 13, it's not that bad. Does he? I don't know what he's on about. No, we're not changing Glenn Stewart's thing for more heading. Billy Reid would improve if he was encouraged to play the simple passing game. No, it wouldn't, although it might do. Maybe we should do that. It might even be worth looking to perhaps change all our midfield and train them all to do the simple passing game, and then we could like work on some kind of Barcelona passing tactic where we just pass it up the field. Barney playing well, Affum playing well. Affum has been an absolute god. Like this guy. I mean, I brought him in as kind of a second choice striker. He was just a player who my scout came to me with and was like, I found this guy in Ghana, looking like he could be a really good prospect. That sign him up, and I kind of was just like, sign him. He doesn't want loads of money. Only £725 a week, and he's turned into a really good signing for us, especially late, or of late rather. He's been absolutely amazing. We've got two games in 3 days now, which should be interesting. Could be a challenge, but we'll just take it as we come. Any changes to be made here? Not really. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Alexis a game. Of course, the young Australian Greek lad, just bringing him in. He's not a bad 18-year-old. In fact, I think I'm training him to be a right back. Let me check this. Yeah, I am. I'm training him to be a right back. I mean, if you look at, people always say I'm one of the few FM YouTubers who look at the polygon. The reason I look at the polygon is because I kind of know what shape polygon I want for every position and every role. Like, if you were to be like, I want a target man striker, at a glance I can tell off a polygon if the player's the kind of player I'm looking for. I look at the numbers in depth as well, but I find the polygon gives you kind of a really nice way to just at a glance tell how good a player is, and over time you can kind of just learn, I guess, to know what each polygon represents and what that player is going to be good for. So, for example, with this player, Alexis, I don't think he's ever going to be a very good centre-back. I mean, he's got really good stats, don't get me wrong. But it's one of these things where he could be a centre-back or a right-back. It's a case of, do I think I can get his heading from 10 up a little bit? Can I get his jumping up a bit to make him a better rounded-off centre-back? Or am I better off playing to his physical and speedy, I guess, stats and maybe improving his creativity in defence and making him a bit more of a right back? So with this, if I show you, I've got the focus set to heading to try and improve the aerial presence because he's only 18, but at the same time I'm training him to play right back because as a kind of fullback option, if he doesn't improve aerially, he then has the option to potentially play right back as well and kind of be a useful kind of resource player in the sense he can do either job reasonably well without being a master at both. Does that make sense? I think that I explained that well. But anyway, we've got Gillingham today who are playing a 4-1-3-2 formation without the wingers, so there might be some space for Reid and Affum to get on the wings and find some space. We're playing Gillingham. Going to be an interesting one. They're on a reasonable run of form of late, but we're on a very, very good form of late, so you kind of put money on us to do well, and wow. Well done, Smith. The most injury-prone player in the world. I'm going to put McNair to wing attack, and then Barney, because he's playing deep line forward, he will drop into this area here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch Peltari and Carson around because Carson's the defensive force. He'll cover McNair a little bit better, and I'm hoping McNair can find some space behind their kind of narrow free in midfield. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. Be interesting to see if McNair can actually find any space there and kind of create any opportunities from that side with the kind of narrow formation that they're playing with. So we've got McNair here. Getting tackled, you see? I've jinxed it now. They're now going to score from McNair giving the ball away. Oh, go on, Affum. Ball's through. Oh, Nelson collects. The keeper. I mean, we're 25 minutes in looking at the stats. Gillingham probably looking like the slightly better of the two sides, but we're not necessarily playing badly. And we've collected the ball here. I must admit, especially while I've been live commenting, it kind of looks like the team's coming a bit together now. Bergkamp scores for them. That better not be I was about to say, it better not be Dennis Bergkamp. It is in fact Roland Bergkamp, I think his name was, or Ronan. I didn't really catch his name, but it's not the Bergkamp. Don't worry, guys. So that was a disappointing goal to concede. I mean, just looking at it, he just kind of peels off whoever that centre-back is or left-back. It's Olivier, who's not the best in the air. So either Stewart or Evans should probably pick him up. But anyway, 40 minutes in, 1-0 to Gillingham. It's not looking great. Half-time is looking like a 1-0 scoreline to them. Peltari's taken a knock, I think. Did it say Peltari's taken a knock? I didn't quite catch it. Let's just go with aggressive. Show me something else in the second half. Everyone reacted well. Good stuff. Was Peltari, has he taken a knock? You see, there's not much point in me taking a risk with Peltari because I have Montgomery on the bench, who's a very good centre mid. So I'd rather just sub them around and keep, you know, they're in an injury if Peltari does have one at a minimum. Do I change anything? That's the question. I suppose we can go slightly more attacking against Gillingham. Yeah, we'll just go attack and get ball forward. You know, hoof ball it. We don't need to play sexy football. And is that an own goal? Or did Stewart score it? Oh, okay, it was Stewart. Stewart, another player. Oh, there's so many players in this team who I kind of oddly feel some kind of emotional attachment. It's like, isn't that the way everyone plays FM? Because you have like your one player who you kind of nurture all the way up and he plays absolutely amazing. I kind of feel like with this save, I have 3 or 4 players who are like that. Does that make sense? Do people know what I'm on about when it's like you have an emotional attachment to a player? Alexis has taken a knock, brilliant. Hopefully that doesn't cost us there as he doesn't win that ball. I'm going to put that down to Alexis with his injury, which is a little bit unfortunate, but one of those things. But no, do you guys know what I mean when I say about kind of I don't know, with every save I've always had one player who like I kind of, you know, they become kind of the legend of the team. I suppose with the Pentagon so far it's probably been Hunso and Zeus, and it's starting to become Torres at Chivas. With this save it's kind of odd because I feel like there's 5 or 6 players who I kind of have that, not emotion, I don't know even how to describe it, players who are like, they're real to me, damn it. Oh god, I'm just referencing now a really lame YouTube video about the wrestling. Thumb, could you score here? No, he can't. No, he can't. False alarm, that's going to be the game. But no, with it, like you've got, okay, so with this save, you've got Carson, Glenn Stewart, Billy Reid, Alex Evans, Peltola and Peltari, the 2 Finnish lads, are becoming a Thumb is starting to become one. There's some names in this squad who are going to stick with me. Not necessarily a bad performance because Gillingham are a very good team and 2-1 away. It's not a bad result. We've now got a tough result against Luton. No, a tough game against Luton to come, which is going to be an interesting one. But hopefully we can try and get something from that. Looking at the league table, we still could potentially go down, but Preston would have to win both of their last few games and we'd have to lose both of ours. I don't think a point would be enough because our goal difference. I don't know. We need a win essentially. We just need a win. Just from anywhere would be great. So we've got Luton, which is going to be an interesting one. Hopefully Peltari isn't injured for too long. Glenn Stewart sets the record for most man of the matches. 9 man of the matches this season. That's mental. And the previous record holder was an old face in Jake Kirby, who set it a long time ago back in the Blue Square Bet North, where he got 6 apparently in the, or that's league. I think he must have got a few in other competitions, but a very old face to see there. I love just looking back over like saves, and like you look back on a save and like you can like find players who you signed right at the start who were part of the journey, and it's like, oh, I wonder how they're getting on it. And it's kind of going back to that thing about how it feels realistic. But anyway, looking at this, Timo Peltari has called on his team to continue their fight against relegation. Peltari is one of the top earners, financial state. Oh, I'll quickly show you the finances because it is a little bit worrying. I mentioned it earlier on, but as you can see, we're in the red quite significantly. £1 million in the red, which isn't great. But if I just show you transfer stuff, you can see Billy Reid, 2.5 million. If worse comes to worse, I might have to sell him or Glenn. I don't want to sell Glenn Stewart or Carson. I don't know, it's going to be a tough one. The other thing is, if I sell them, I might have to try and sign them in the future. I know I know people who have done that, obviously, where they sell players in League One or in the Championship to raise some cash, and then they are able to sign them when they progress into the Premier League. Something that we may well have to look at here with FC United and Manchester. But anyway, I don't want to get too down and disheartened about the finances. And actually, looking at it, we've had some cash injected into us. $500,000 by the board. The board is owned by clubs, so that's fans. Fans raised £500,000. Fair play to you guys. So that makes the financial situation seem slightly less bleak. I'm going to have to sort out the wage budget in the summer, and as I've already mentioned, perhaps look at selling some players, which I don't know. I'd rather not do that, but at the same time, needs must, I suppose. I'm going to be playing Luton. I'm going to be playing Doble on left wing. He can't play left mid, so I'm just going to have to push him up slightly, which isn't a massive problem. But we'll see how we get on here. Away at Luton, I'm going to be sticking with the counter-attacking tactics. Pundit predicting a draw. I guess that's a combination of... I guess our recent form has really seen us kind of... I don't know. Made us have kind of a slightly better standing in terms of how we look against other teams. It's looking like we are going to just avoid the drop now. I don't want to speak too soon. Sorry, I've got a blocked nose. But no, it's looking like we're going to avoid the drop now, which is really good to see. But it's going to be a case of can we, you know, grind out these last few results, sort out our finances, and then mount some kind of playoff challenge next year, because that is where we could be with this squad. I genuinely believe that this team that I have here in front of me without any additions could be a team that finishes mid-table, and that this year just things haven't gone our way for one reason or another. But it's looking like it's going to be a draw here at the moment, 0-0. I'm going to tell the players are passionate, give them a good performance. No one reacted. The team's so miserable. I swear I have a thing with my team just being miserable. I need to get the latest results up, latest scores. What are Preston doing? That's the question. Preston are 1-0 up. So I don't think a draw would be enough. And in fact, they've just scored. Oh crap! Oh, they just scored. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. Shelley with the goal for them. Oh god, I don't even know what to do. I'm now a bit worried because Preston are winning and they've got another chance here. They better not score it. Olivia, what have you done? He's given a penalty. Oh my god. Let's get the league table up. I need to know how the league table looks. Miss it, Lake. You crap. Okay, he scored it. I wasn't expecting to get a result here, but that's disappointing. 2 points clear with one game left at the moment. What is the score of the Preston game? This is looking nervy to say the least. Oh, Torquay have just scored. Torquay have just scored to make it 1-1 in the Preston game. So with that result, we'd be guaranteed safety today, no matter what the result is. And Doble has just scored to make it 2-1. Go on, my son. I need to change something here. In fact, do I stick with a counter? I don't even know. I wasn't expecting us to get a goal. I was thinking about making a tactical change once I checked the Preston score, but that is a fantastic header by Doble. And now I'm reconsidering just keep him going with what we're doing, because it's looking like it might work for us. Defend this. Get it out. Hit them on the counter. Doble's there. Get the ball down the line, you mong. What are you doing, Doble? Patola will collect it though. Right, shout instruction, get ball forward. I mean, we've got nothing to lose by throwing men forward. A draw, if Preston win, wouldn't guarantee us safety, but it would mean that any point on the last game of the season would be enough, and we have got a chance here from the set piece. Carson can whip in good balls. A thumb, maybe? No. Carson, though, with the second bite of the cherry. Ball forward. Doble's there. Go on. A thumb. Yes, boys. 2-2. The roller coaster that is FM. And we go above Bradford, and Preston are still drawing their game. So as results stay as they are, we would be safe. Yeah, we'd be safe. We would survive, and it wouldn't go down to the last game of the season. This has been enough of a roller coaster, this game. I don't need anything more on this ride. Oh gosh, FM is like mental for stuff like this. Get it out. Oh, shit! Oh. And Luton score. Preston don't get a point. I hate FM. I hate it. And they've got another chance here. Get it out. See, it could come down to goal difference. On the last game of the season, it could come down to goal difference. And I can't be dealing with that. Which is why we need to just not concede anymore here and try and get one goal if we can. Just snatch it. And Preston have got a goal. Preston have just scored. So now they're two. Oh my god. A point would be a big point. Oh my god. Oh god. Who have Preston got on the last day? They've got... Where are Walsall in the league? Walsall... They might have something to play for on the last game of the season. But I'm nervous, people. Oh, there's 1 point in it. In fact, no, there's 2 points in it. But our goal difference is better. If we draw and Preston win by 1, we'll be safe on goals scored. But if they score more than 1 goal, if we were to draw and they win by more than 1 goal, we'd go down on goal difference by 1 goal. I think our last game's against Coventry. I am now very, 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 very nervous. Oh god, this should be good, people. If you've been watching up until this point, an hour and a half is a very long time to watch. Hopefully we can end it with a good ending to this episode, but I'm genuinely excited. I mean, I'd be nervous about this game anyway, but the fact I've been live coming the last 9 games in the build-up to this, and the fact that you guys are probably, if you've been watching up till this point, you will have been on this ride with me. Like, you've seen that is ridiculous how we got a goal back, and we were guaranteed safety on the last game, and then we conceded and Preston scored. Oh, shit. Pardon my French, but seriously, that is unbelievable stuff. Like, damn. I am genuinely slightly worried going into this last game. I'm hoping I can hold an end of season meeting. Not an end of season meeting, a team meeting to tell the guys, we've got to get a result this week. If we win, we're guaranteed safety. If we draw, Preston have to only win by 1. If they win by 2, we go down. Oh god, it'd be if it was a point and we're safe, that would make it a lot easier. But the fact that the goal difference is so tight makes us absolutely unbelievable going into the last game of the season. I mean, Coventry's a winnable game though. We have to look at it from the perspective that Coventry are 17th, so they can be beaten. How's our team looking in terms of who can play where? I need to think about this. LeConte's out. See, I don't have a left mid. I want to play a regular left midfield, like without a winger. And Alipour's out on loan, so I can't do it unless I want to play without a left winger. Oh, would it be risky to change the system now? I'm actually not sure what to do. You see, I'm kind of contemplating sticking with 3 in the midfield and trying to be really solid and not concede, because a draw would be important, but at the same time we can't afford not to win. Oh, it's such a horrible situation. It's an unbelievable situation to say the least, but I suppose we'll just go with. See, I don't even know. I mean, do I risk it? I don't have a left mid. That's the problem that I have. Do I play with a left winger on support? I hate dilemmas. I hate them. I suppose we'll just go with what's been working for us, actually. Now that I think about it, stick with our system, see how things go, and hopefully we can get a result. Or, actually, this isn't a bad shout. Go with something like that. Sorry for my coughing, people. I'm in super nervous mode here now. I'm kind of tempted to go with that, which lacks a left midfielder, but at the same time I kind of think, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I am literally, I've never been in a situation where I don't know what to do, but this might be it. So, people, quick recap. Oh God. Last game of the season, and there's 1 point, well, 2 points in it, so we'll see how we get on. We're at home against Coventry. We've got a near enough full strength squad. We just lack a left midfielder. It's going to be a big game for the left back today. Glenn about to make his 125th career appearance for the club. That's kind of impressive, and Alex Evans needs 3 more goals to reach 25 league goals for the club. Petola's making his 25th appearance as well for the club today. Good stuff for him. A few landmarks being hit actually on this last game, but we've got to focus on getting a result today. I have faith. I have faith. I have faith. Let's do this. I believe. Let's go with that. Players reacting well. Latest scores. So Preston v Walsall is the game that we need to keep an eye on. As I've already said, Preston have to win, but wow. Okay, there's nothing going on in our game, but Preston are 3-1 down, and suddenly I feel slightly less stressed. Wow, that God, I don't even know. It's looking good for us. Nervous, but looking good. I'm just hoping Preston don't grab another. I mean, Preston have to win at the end of the day, and if Walsall are 4-1 up, I don't even care that this is going to finish 0-0. I bigged this up this last game of the season so much, being all nervous, which I genuinely am. Like, I'm still kind of a little bit shaken now by FM. But wow, that was a big game, and I mean a draw is good, and the fact that, well, Preston lost made it a lot more comfortable than it was. But I don't want to have to go through that again. Not at the bottom of the league. At least if you're going up, like if that was a playoff last game of the season kind of thing, there's a lot less to lose, whilst there's something to gain. Whereas with a relegation battle like that, there was a lot that could potentially be lost. Guys, wow. Well, we're safe, but that really doesn't tell the full story. What I'll do is I'm going to cut off this video here because my voice is all but gone, and this video is already like over an hour and a half long. So if you've watched this point, thank you very much. It'd be awesome if we could get 100 likes, which might sound stupid, but if you've watched the video to the end, clearly you've enjoyed it enough. And if you could leave a like 100 likes is a stupidly large amount, but at the same time I kind of feel like it's doable. It'd be a record, but this video is a record in terms of its length in itself. If you've got any comments regarding this longer episode, I don't know, I might do these again, I might not. I'm not sure how much of it people are actually going to watch. That's my main concern, but I promised it, so I delivered. Not quite the 2 hours, but still a very long episode nevertheless. Other than that, all I can really say is huge thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for your support. Glad to say I'm back. This series is going to be a good one. And other than that, guys, I don't know what else there is to add. I'm relieved more than anything. Stay safe, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.